Hey, everybody, welcome to Liberty Call. So, we just got back from our very first cruise. Our very first cruise was on Royal Caribbean's Oasis of the Seas. And we went on an 8-day cruise and we stopped in Aruba, Curaçao, the Dominican Republic, and the Bahamas, Coco Cay, Royal Caribbean's private island, right? By the end of day two, we were stuffed, we were hangover, and we were exhausted. We learn right away that you can't eat everything, you can't drink everything, and you can't do everything. And as soon as we realized that, our cruise started getting better. It was a lot more relaxed, and we really started to enjoy ourselves. In this video, we're going to share what to book ahead of time, or what to skip. We're also going to share what we would do differently next time. Keep in mind that these lessons are lessons from first time cruisers, right? So keep that in mind when you're watching this video. But if you're a first time cruiser, uh, this is probably some lessons that you're going to want to learn before you go there. Learn from our mistakes, right? All right. So let's start with planning. We used the travel agent, and really, the travel agent was more of a hustle than a help. Yeah, sure. We got a $50 onboard credit, which was cool. But I don't think it was worth it. I really don't, because there were some things that happened prior to the cruise that made it more of a hustle for us. Our travel agent didn't work every day, and I wouldn't expect her to, right? Because who works every day? People got to take days off. But in reality, she only worked 3 days a week. So when I email her for any questions, I will have to wait a couple of days sometimes to get a reply back. For example, I went online and I got my onboard documents as soon as they were available the same day, simply by going to the Royal Caribbean website. She didn't send me the documents via email until just a couple of days prior to our cruise. And, and thinking back, I'm like, man, I really would have liked to have this documents a lot sooner than that, to give me time to prepare to see if there's anything I'm missing, especially as a first time cruiser. Another thing that happened a few months before our cruise is that I noticed that the rates came down, and a lot of people on Facebook, from the Royal Caribbean groups, suggested to call Royal Caribbean to see if your fare has lowered so that you can get a drop on price. That's one of the things we like about Royal Caribbean. So I called Royal Caribbean, and the lady there said that she couldn't help me because I booked through a travel agent and I had to go through my travel agent. Understandable. I get it, but very inconvenient, because now I emailed my travel agent. I had to wait a couple of days for her to actually receive the email, for her to look into it and email me back. Email me back responding that the discount is no longer available, so she can work it for me. So I missed out on some money there. So yeah, I got $50 onboard credit, right? But then I missed out on probably over $100 worth of discounts on my fare price. And I know there's still a lot of you that rave about your travel agent, and that's great. If it's working out for you, go for it. I'm just letting you know that as a first time cruiser, for me, it was more of a hustle than anything else. you know, Obviously you decide what's best for you. Another thing we learned through the Facebook groups was to book entertainment as soon as it becomes available. So a lot of people say, well, you don't really need to reserve entertainment because there's going to be a seat open for you. And that's true. But one thing we learned, and we saw it there when we were there, is that if you have a reservation, they will allow you to enter the venue a lot earlier than people without reservations. So if you don't have reservations, you have to wait outside until a quarter prior to the show starting. Then, and only then, they allow you to come inside and get a seat. But if you have a reservation, you can get in before anyone else and get a better seat. So that's why we decided to book our reservation. Also, when it comes to specialty restaurants, one thing we learned is that the last couple of days of the cruise, they're packed. I'm just assuming, right, that everyone feels that they may have missed out on a specialty restaurant, and everyone has the same idea to book it. And it's really hard for you to find a table at a specialty restaurant, especially the last couple of days. So if you're planning on dining on a specialty restaurant, or if you have the unlimited dining package, I recommend, and we will do from now on, to book ahead of time on the Royal Caribbean website or on the app. It's very easy to do. By the way, if you don't use the reservation, that's okay. You don't have to show up. If you decide, well, instead of eating here today, I'm going to eat somewhere else, and you have a table somewhere else, and that's okay. You don't have to show up to the other restaurant. If you want to be nice, you can call them and cancel it. Another thing we learned prior to coming to the cruise and was really, really helpful is joining the Facebook group for your cruise. So what do I mean by that? People, cruisers, it is not Royal Caribbean, these are cruisers. And it looks just like this. This is an example of what our cruise, our upcoming cruise Facebook group looks like. It's normally starts with the name of the ship and followed by the date of sail. So just go ahead and apply to join into the group. You'll be accepted, and it will give you an opportunity to meet and talk to some of the fellow cruisers you're going to cruise with. Everyone is so helpful. So if you have questions, ask the questions right there. And there's someone with an answer. There's always someone with an answer. Another great thing about joining the Facebook groups is that when Royal Caribbean has a sale, someone creates a post and lets everyone know. And it gives you an opportunity to go in and book an excursion, a specialty restaurant, a drink package, whatever it is that you are interested in booking. If you already booked it, it gives you an opportunity to go to the Royal Caribbean website to see if the price went down. Because if the price went down, all you have to do is make another reservation and cancel the old one. And within 5 days, you'll see a credit back in your credit card. All right, let's talk about food and drinks. Let's start with the drink package. So you may be asking yourself, just like we did, should we buy the drink package? Is it going to be worth it for us? So another thing we learned is that there are some drinks that are included in your cruise fare, and that is tap water, which, by the way, is very clean water on the ship. They have a great filtration system. It includes coffee, it includes tea, and it also includes juice machines. And you're going to see these juice machines out there in the Windjammer and the Solarium, where you can just grab a glass and fill it up with juice. If you want anything else, you have to pay extra. When it comes to drink packages, there are a few of them out there that you can choose from. So you can buy a pack of water, and you'll have it delivered to your cabin. Or you can also buy a specialty coffee card, and it's a one-time fee for X number of coffees, and that includes cappuccinos, lattes, whatever you want. It does not include Starbucks. That's another lesson we learned. If you want Starbucks, you're going to have to pay for it separately. And if you're going to use Starbucks, yes, you can use your Starbucks app to pay, but you're not going to get the points. All right, now I'll get into the top 3 drink packages that most people get. The first one, starting from the bottom, is soda package. It is what it is, what it says. You pay a price per person per day, and that person gets sodas included. All sodas are included in that package. Royal Caribbean is going to give you a cup, and there are dispensing machines throughout the ship, and you can just go there with your cup and fill it up. Or you can just go to any bar and ask for a Coke, and you just show them your C-Pass, and they will take care of you. Now, one thing about all these drink packages is that if you get one of these drink packages, everyone in the cabin has to get it. So if you have 4 people in your cabin, all 4 of you have to pay that price per day per person. And that can accumulate. Oh, by the way, on top of that price, Royal Caribbean is automatically going to charge you 18% gratuity for that. So Nana and I knew right away that that was not the right package for us because, we like to drink coffee. Oasis of the Seas offers some great smoothies out there. The milkshakes and Johnny Rockets are included in some of the other packages. So we started looking up. We started looking at the refreshment package. The refreshment package covers everything, any drink on the ship except alcohol. So it includes mocktails, it includes smoothies, It includes the milkshakes on Johnny Rockets. It includes sodas. It includes specialty coffees, not Starbucks, but specialty coffees. Any drink on the ship, it's covered except alcohol. The other drink package we were really considering was the deluxe package. The deluxe package covers everything. It includes all drinks in Royal Caribbean, including alcohol. So everything that's in the refreshment package plus alcohol. The question then was which one, the refreshment package or the deluxe package? What we decided to do is go with the refreshment package. Now we're not big drinkers. We like to drink. I will go out at night and if I'm having a great time with some friends, I'll have 5, 6, or you know, or a couple more drinks if need be. But I don't do that every day. I can't do that. I just can't do that more than one day consecutively. I don't have the energy. The next day, I'm just done if I do that. So we knew that even if we were going to party one night and drink quite a lot, we knew that we weren't going to do it the next day or the next day or the next day. So right away, we were thinking refreshment package. And we decided to bring with us 2 bottles of wine with us on board the ship. You're allowed to bring 1 bottle of wine per person, per adult. So we brought 2 bottles of wine with us that we took to dinner, and they opened them for us. And we had our wine while we were having dinner. And whenever we needed and whenever we wanted a drink, we just went and ordered it and paid for it. And I'll tell you what, we were not holding back. So if I wanted a drink, I didn't think about the price. I just went in and get it. So did none. But we didn't prive ourselves. We drank at our pace. Our concern with the deluxe package was if we were going to get our money's worth, we were going to drink just to get our money's worth, not because we really wanted to drink. And I don't want to do that. I prefer to just drink whenever I feel like it, and as much as I feel like it. If I want to drink more one day, great. If I want to drink less the other day, great. So for us right here, you can see in this screenshot right here is a screenshot of the Royal Caribbean website today with the prices. You can see that these drink packages, they're offered at a discounted price. And these are not the best prices that I've seen, by the way. We actually ended up getting our refreshment package for $22.85 per person per night. Amazing deal. And yes, I have seen the deluxe package as low as $69 per person per night. Although I also noticed through the Facebook groups that if you have some kind of status with Royal Caribbean, that they will offer you an even lower price than that. All right, let's talk about food. Nana and I like to enjoy a really nice meal every now and then. When we're home, once every 2-3 weeks, we like to go to a really nice restaurant and treat ourselves. Now, we don't do that often, but we saw this as an opportunity to really step up our dining experience. Not that the main dining room is not good. It is good. We saw the food over there. It looked amazing. People that we met in the cruise raved about the main dining room, and I'm sure it was amazing. But we wanted to step up even more our dining experience. So we saw this as an opportunity to do so. So we decided that we were going to get the unlimited dining package. Now, we didn't get the unlimited dining package until it actually went on sale on the Royal Caribbean website. Now, the screenshot is from Royal Caribbean's website today and what is offered in this cruise for us. And we were really considering the unlimited dining package, but we weren't quite sold on it with the price that we saw. We didn't know if it was going to be worth it, really, till Black Friday sale, when we saw an amazing price for the unlimited dining package. We ended up getting it for $251 per person. And it's not per day, it's per person for the entire cruise. So essentially, we paid $500 more to dine at specialty restaurants on Oasis of the Sea. And to us, this was the opportunity we were looking for to step up our dining experience. So we booked our unlimited dining package. So what does the unlimited dining package include? It includes every specialty restaurant, right? That may be on your ship. And the restaurants are different on every ship. But on Oasis of the Seas, it was Chops Grill, it was 150 Central Park, there were the main ones, Giovanni's. And there were other places to eat, like the barbecue place, where you have a $25 credit per person per day to eat there. And trust me, it's plenty of money to get some great, amazing barbecues over there. That is plenty. The prices there, because it's a charge up, they're not that bad. They're actually, you can get a really decent meal for $25 credit per day per person. There are also other places where you can eat at Playmakers. You also have a $25 credit per day per person. So if you wanted to have lunch there, you can do that. You can also use it at Johnny Rockets. You get a $25 credit per day per person. Overall, we found the unlimited dining package to be worth it for the experience we were looking for. Is it the same experience you're looking for? I don't know. That's what you got to figure out, right? What is the right price for you? And if you're looking for that experience. Now, if you don't want to get the unlimited dining package and you just want to eat out one day at one of the specialty restaurants, which I highly recommend, you can just buy a one dinner. And they have offers in the Royal Caribbean website. I've also seen offers for 3 meals at a specialty restaurants. So make sure you check them out. Okay. All right, moving on to packing. What to bring with you. I'm not going to tell you everything you need to bring, but here's a couple of things that really, really stepped up our experience, and I'm so glad we brought it. Number one is a phone charger. Now, Royal Caribbean has restrictions, and we learned that not the hard way. We learned through other people's mistakes in Facebook. This right here, this Anchor adapter, is the one we brought with us to Royal Caribbean, and it was fantastic. It did everything we needed to do. It charged everything we had. It charged our laptop. It charged our phones. It charged my cameras. It charged my drone. It charged everything. So you're probably wondering which one to bring with you. This is what we brought. Another thing that was really helpful was this. This is probably one of the cheapest items that you can buy in Amazon to bring with you, and one of the ones that you're going to use the most. Cabin, we actually found the cabin to have quite a lot of storage, but this hooks made it so much easier for us to hang up our hats and hang up a towel or anything. It was really, really helpful to have there. So highly recommend that you get it. Super cheap. Now moving on. So this is one thing that I wish we never brought. Another thing was the WOW bands. As soon as we arrived to Oasis of the Seas, we decided to get the WOW bands. We figured it would be so convenient to go ahead and get into your room and pay for things with the WOW band. But then we figured out that we couldn't pay for things with the WOW band. We just were able to get back into our rooms. And again, this was another item. Why am I going to wear it here in my wrist all day when I have my CPAS in my pocket? So a waste of money. Don't do it. Now, if you have kids, I recommend that you get this for your kids, right? This makes sense for kids. They're running around having a great time, and it's very possible that they lose their CPAS. So this is great. Another item we wish we didn't bring was this right here, the shoe rack, the door shoe rack, to create more storage. This is something that we saw in quite a lot of YouTube videos. People are raving about these things, and I can see a use for these if you have 4 people in the cabin and you're sharing that and you need more storage. I can see the use. But if it's just you and your spouse, or your spouse and one child, I don't see the use here. I never even opened it. It stayed in my suitcase the entire time. Another thing you need to bring is cash. Okay, so people feel very differently about this. And I'm talking about tips, all right? Yes, there's a gratuity included on the cruise fare. Yes, there is a gratuity added to any package that you get, like the drink package or the dining package. There's a gratuity, 18% already included. And if you prepay gratuities, you already paid the set gratuities for the entire cruise. Also, when you buy an alcoholic drink, if you don't have a package, they automatically add 18% to the drinks. So gratuity is already included. The question is, do you want to tip more? What's the answer? You got to figure out for yourself. What is it you feel that you want to do? So what do? When we order a drink, we give them $1 tip. Now, if we were sitting at a lounge like Boleros for an hour or two dancing and having several drinks, so at the end of the night, I will get the waiter, because it's the same waiter that that takes care of you there. And I gave him $5 or $10 extra. Again, they tag on an 18% gratuity to that. You don't have to tip anything. And, I'm going to say it. Some people make other people feel bad for not tipping. Is that, hey, tip if you want, tip if you don't want. Leave other people alone. You do you. How about that? Now, another person that we did tip that you don't have to, because if you prepay gratuities, you already did, is your waiter and your cabin attendant. Now, when we went to a specialty restaurant, we experienced amazing service on par with some of the best restaurants we've ever been to. So on top of the 18%, I normally left them another $10. Now I remember one time tipping an extra $20. And that's because we brought our wine, they uncorked it for us. They didn't charge us a corking fee, and they're supposed to, but they didn't. I just wanted to show my appreciation for doing that. But again, you do you. The cabin attendant, another person that you prepaid gratuities for, and you don't have to tip anymore. But if you want to, you can give them some extra. Look, let me tell you, and we did. We give our cabin attendant extra. I'll tell you how much in a minute. I don't mind sharing it. This cabin attendant put up with us. Most people, they get to choose a morning service or an evening service. Well, this cabin attendant was willing to work with us at any time. So there were some times that we wanted to sleep late. There were some times that we wanted to get back to the cabin earlier. So what we did in the mornings, we had a little conversation, what our plans were. And our cabin attendant worked around our daily plan to be there so that it's less impact on us. So whenever we showed up, our cabin was clean and ready to go. Now, I felt that our cabin attendant went above and beyond. Also, hey, not to mention that the guy was really good at making those animal towels. So we gave him an extra $100. And some people feel that's quite a lot. Some people may feel that's not enough. And some people may feel that's just right. Again, you do you. Don't make other people feel bad for tipping, and don't make other people feel bad for not tipping. You do you. Okay, now let's talk about excursions, right? And what to do when you go into a port. In Aruba and Curaçao, I was comfortable enough with renting a car. In Aruba, we had our entire day, and we didn't have to be back to the ship until 10 o'clock at night. So we had the entire morning, afternoon, and evening. So what a best way to explore the island than with a rental car. Now we rented the car, and it included liability insurance. We wanted to explore several different beaches in Aruba. We wanted to try different places to eat. And I'm so glad we did. We had the flexibility and the freedom that we were looking for with a rental car. And I know just by looking at how much people were paying for taxis is that we were going to pay about the same or even less if we went with taxis. We did the same thing in Curaçao. And in Curaçao, we had a lot less time. So we rented a car. We went to a couple of different beaches and drove back to the ship. And I'm glad we did. Again, we had that flexibility to come and go as we pleased. In the Dominican Republic, all right, this was a port that was added in the last minute prior to leaving. But as soon as we heard that they were going to include the Dominican Republic, we realized that we were going to be there only a few hours. And when I was looking at Google Maps on things to do there, it was nothing around there. We pulled into Cabo Rojo, and that is in the southwest part of the Dominican Republic, pretty close to Haiti. And Cabo Rojo is a brand new port, and they're still building around it. You can tell that they're building a bunch of different resorts, and I'm sure it's going to be great 10 years from now. But right now, there's nothing in Cabo Rojo aside from the port itself. They have some pools, they have restaurants, they have drinks and a couple of things for you to do there, and a little bit of shopping at the duty free. So this is one of the things where we decided we were going to go ahead and book a ship's tour. And it was expensive, but what else are we going to do? We could have stayed on the ship, but we decided to book a trip to one of the most beautiful beaches in the Dominican Republic, and that's Eagle Beach. And I'm glad we did. It was a great time. It was an amazing beach. And the last place we pulled into was Coco Cay. Now, what to do in Coco Cay? We actually decided to go to the Hideaway Beach, and that is an adults only beach. And we found it to be perfect for us. It was everything we were looking for, right? We wanted a little bit of a party atmosphere, but also we wanted to be able to chill and relax by the water if we wanted to. And Hideaway Beach provided that. Now, the regular price for Hideaway Beach is $100 per person. But again, never pay full price with Royal Caribbean. Wait for a sale. We also booked the Hideaway tickets during Black Friday sale, and we got it half off, so $50 per person. Now, in Hideaway Beach, there are cabins. You can see by the screenshot that they're pretty expensive. Hey, if you got the cash, go for it, right? I'm just not at that level. And for us, it was great. We got some beach chairs next to the beautiful beach with an umbrella. We checked out the pool. There was a party pool going on there. There was a swim up bar. It was great. They have food there that's included in your cruise fare. And your drink package, whatever it is, it works in Coco Cake. So keep that in mind. So the lesson we learned here was that if we were going to pull into a port where we were only going to be there just a couple of hours and there was nothing interesting in the port we wanted to go to, we're going to book a tour with the ship. Because if the tour is late coming back to the ship will actually wait for you. Now, if we're pulling into a port and we got the entire day, just like we did in Aruba, from 8 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock at night, then no, we like the flexibility and we like the freedom to go look at things, and come and go as we please. In the end, will we do it again? Heck yeah, we would do it again. In fact, we already booked 2 cruises in 2026. One with Icon on the Seas. In February, we're going to do an Eastern Caribbean cruise, a 7-day, and another one, an Alaskan cruise in the summer of 2026 on Ovation of the Seas. We can't wait. It's going to be amazing. I can tell already. So those are the biggest lessons that we learned when we were on cruise as first-time cruisers. Again, some of you may already know all this, but for us, it was all new and it was so great. You all were right. It was great. But hey, if you have lessons learned of your own and I didn't cover it, feel free to put it in the comments right there to help other people. Okay. And until then, I'll see you in the next video.